Welcome my branding stars. Today we'll be discussing about the marketing orientation, or that is also known as philosophy of marketing. It's going to be really very informative session, so stay tuned. And before I start, I think you must have completed your homework what I have given in the last lecture, that is finding all about the marketing myopia. Well, let's start with the session that is marketing orientation or philosophies of marketing or the company orientation. By seeing the diagram, you must have analyzed that there are five orientation of going an organization, but sometimes you can consider it as six also. The sixth one we'll be discussing in our next class. So let's start with this. The first one is production concept. Now, what is production concept? In the earlier days, what used to happen that company do not used to focus on the good quality of a product or the need of the consumer. What they used to focus is on that is how well they can produce, how maximum they can produce, and how well they can sell it. As you can read it here, the production concept is one of the oldest concept in the business. This was started in the earlier 19th century. The production concept holds that the consumer will prefer the product that are widely available and inexpensive in nature. So they should have a good distribution system, that is wide availability, and are inexpensive in nature, where you do not have to think about a pricing of a product. It means you will not compare at two different shops. There are certain basic consumptions of this concept, what they are. The first one, anything that can be produced can be sold. It means that whatever the company has been manufacturing, they can sell it very easily. They don't need to focus much more on the sales. It would be automatically sellable. Second, the most important task of management is to keep the cost of production down. All right. That's why I said it's not the modern theory, it's the older theory. Because today the marketer believe that you manufacture the quality goods, but it should be sellable in the market. All right. The firm should produce only the basic products. Okay, this is firm should produce the basic products. They should not produce the expensive product. They should produce the only basic products. All right. Okay, there is something more. What are the characteristics of production concept? There are certain characteristics. Before I start with this characteristics, let's take a look on the example. Now, what are the examples? The examples are salt and the pencil cells. Now, let's understand that. See, salt is cheap in nature. It is widely available anywhere, at the kirana store or maybe at the supermarket or at the mega store, anywhere it is available. Same as with the pencil cell also. Pencil cells are available at kirana stores, stationery stores, supermarket, maybe at the medical store, pharma store. They are available anywhere. So these are the concept of the production concept, that it should be cheap in nature and it should be widely available. All right. Now let's look at the characteristics. Now, first characteristics of the company that is looking forward with the production concept. The first one is a inward looking. Now, what does it mean? They see that what they can produce. They do not see what a consumer want. Consumer is not in the center. Consumer is not in the center. What is in the center? The production is in the center of the company. All right. Okay. Now, second one, traditional. They hardly update their technology. Howsoever they are manufacturing their product, they do not try to upgrade the technology. They just use the older technology what they have been using since ages. All right. Third, conservative. They are cost effective. They do not believe in marketing. They believe in sales. All right. They do not believe in advertising. They believe in sales. They invest in sales force. They do not invest in the advertising. All right. paternalistic. They have some kind of a routine pattern. They do not innovate. All right, they do not like the invention. They do not focus on the consumer needs. They focus on how cost can be reduced. That is their main objective. They basically focus on economics of scale. Remember this term, economics of scale. All right. Okay. Fifth one is finds change difficult. All right. They don't want to change. As I mentioned, find what they go with old packaging. They go with the old technology. They can go with the old sales technique. They do not want to upgrade anyhow. So these are the certain characteristics of the production concept. All right. Just take a moment, have a look on this. We'll be moving forward again. Okay, in short, if I summarize the entire production concept, how I can summarize it, what they focus on, so they focus on what I can do, the production capabilities. They manufacture the product, they do the aggressive sales, and finally the consumer. All right, consumer is at the end. As I mentioned, the in production concept, customer is not at the center. At center it is the production. At center it is the cost, because they believe it, they can sell it what they are manufacturing it. Okay. Second most important, that is a product concept. See, in 19th century, as I said, or even before that, people used to believe in the production concept, produce whatever you produce. Second is a product concept. Now in product concept, what they believe is the quality of a product. All right, again, the customer is not in the center. They are not asking customer what do you want. They are investing in what? They are investing in the product. They are investing in the research. All right, they are not investing in the marketing research, but they are investing in the product research. Please read this carefully. I'm repeating it. They are not investing in the marketing research. They are investing in the product research. All right. Second, what they invest in, that is product testing, that your product should work very well. And the third and the foremost is your product focus. They only and only focus. The center is what? The product, not the production. Remember, there's a difference between the production and the product. Here, the cost of goods would be higher. It would be not lower, because they are investing in the quality of the product. But still, consumer is not in the center. Let's take it one by one. Production orientation is the view that ideal product can be produced that will have the features of any potential customer might want. Fine, it's not sure that customer wants it. They might want what? Features. Fine, now say for an example, it's very obvious that you know how to make a time machine, but it doesn't mean it is sellable in the market. Fine, you know the company might have the technology of manufacturing a flying car, but will it be sellable in India? That's not for sure. So that doesn't mean that you invest in a flying car. You should invest in that what the customer is asking about. Okay. Second, it holds that customer will prefer those products that are offer most quality performance or innovative feature. Again, what they feel that will prefer. Fine, it's not a sure thing. They are assuming that the quality product is sellable in the market. That is again same thing about need, want, and demand. Everybody may not want it because they are not backed with the money. They might not be demanding the product. They may want the product. So there is a difference in that. Third, manager is in his organization focus on making products superior products and improving them over the time. Whatever you are manufacturing yesterday, tomorrow you will be manufacturing even the better product. Again, they are not asking the customer. They assume that buyers admire well-made product and can evaluate quality and the performance. All right, they are assuming it that consumer will compare a two different quality products. All right, they are not asking the consumer again. So this is something that they are making a mistake in manufacturing a product. All right, the first iPhone, you can say that they assume they focused lot of over the quality, but usually they are high priced, that all quality might not be needed by all the consumers. We need to understand this stuff. All right, for an example, Duracell. Now, Duracell is also a pencil cell. We need to understand that, but it's very expensive. They might not ask a customer that whether you need such an expensive product or not. So that falls into the product concept. Okay. The next one is your sales orientation. The first we done is with the production concept. Second, we are done with the product concept. Third, we are doing with the sales orientation or the sales concept. Okay, let's start with this. The concept is based on the idea that manufacturing companies can produce far more goods than the market can accept. Underline this. What they're trying to say, you have a huge production capacity. Fine, you have a best salesman available with you, so you can manufacture as much as you want. All right, now the most important aspect comes here. What they believe is consumer will not buy if they are not persuaded. What do you understand by persuaded? That is motivated. If customer is not motivated to buy anything, he will not buy. Such companies concentrate on the needs of the seller rather than the needs of the buyer. Fine, again, what they are making a mistake. What mistake they are making? That they are focusing on the needs of the seller. What seller want, they are focusing on that. What they are not focusing on, they are not focusing on the needs of the buyer. So again, this is a mistake that has been made in the sales orientation. Rather, I should not say a mistake, but this was the era. This era started in 1950 and it ended up till 1980s in Western countries, and in 1990s till in the Asian countries. All right, or I can say till 1992 to be very specific, till the LPG policy was been adopted, and still many companies believe in the sales orientation. The selling concept, we are discussing point number 3. The selling concepts hold that consumers and businesses, if left alone, will ordinarily not buy enough of the organization's product. The organization must take an aggressive selling and promotional effort. Understand this. What they are trying to say, company have to push the product to sell the product. Fine, push marketing and pull marketing, you can search this and you can try and understand that if company manufactures any product, he will motivate the wholesaler. The wholesaler will motivate the retailer. The retailer will motivate the end consumer. So this is basically a push game to sell the product. Okay. Next and the last one, the most important, the purpose of marketing is to sell more stuff to a more people more often for a more money in order to make a more profit. Fine, understand this. What is the objective of the company? To sell more to the sell more people, sell more volume to make the more profit. The aim is to sell what they make rather than make what they market want. Fine, again, what they are doing, they are not focusing on the need of a consumer, they are focusing on what they can sell in the market. Now, what is an example here? Initial Maruti Suzuki cars or earlier insurance policies. Fine, now market have changed. This is earlier example that normally people used to focus. Now this has not been done. In short, if I summarize this 4 points, how it goes, there is a manufacturer. Fine, they manufacture the product. What they do aggressive advertising, then they focus on the sales effort, and ultimately they focus on the customer, how to sell it. Fine, if we say in Hindi, how to topi kaise pehnaya jaye, this is how they work upon. And last one, not here, that is the second last one, this is a marketing concept. Now let's focus here. How marketing concept work. The marketing concept in India usually started in 1990s, and in Western country you can say it started in mid of the 1975s or in 1980s in certain other country. All right, now what are the characteristics of marketing orientation or the marketing concept? The first most important characteristics is they manufacture the product that satisfy the needs of the consumer. All right, the first thing is they are focusing on the satisfaction. All right, second, the trust of the consumer, because you are manufacturing that product, so they are focusing on the trust of the consumer. Price is such that a consumer can pay. Fine, they're focusing on the price that a consumer can pay. Fourth, they collect the information from the consumer that what kind of a product they want, and then they manufacture the product. And the last one is that focus on the consumer voice, the feedback. Fine, they take a feedback from the consumer whether consumer is liking the product or not. It's not over yet. Let's discuss other points. Marketing orientation. Fine, it is also known as a consumer orientation. Companies that are truly marketing oriented will always start with the consumer need. As I said, in first, they were been focusing on production. In second, they were been focusing on the product. In third, they were been focusing on the sales. In the fourth one, that is a marketing, they are not focusing on marketing, they are focusing on consumer. What are the needs of the customer? Fine, see, here is a need. And what is a need? That we have already discussed in the previous lecture. We have discussed the 5 different types of a need: real need, stated need, and so on. All right. Instead of make and sell, bana ke becho nahi, here they are not talking about make and sell. What they are focusing on, they are focusing on sense and sell. Fine, that is what is the actual requirement of the consumer, know it, make it, and then sell it. All right, they are focusing on sense and sell. The job is not to find the right customer for your product. This was been done in the selling concept: manufacture and then find the consumer, but the right product for your customer. If you see the definition of marketing also, the definition starts that what is your target market, whom you want to sell. First you decide your target market and then you manufacture your product. This is how the marketing works. In nutshell, if I summarize the entire marketing concept, how it goes, it is outward looking. Fine, whereas in sales it was inward looking. Yes, in sales it was a inward looking. Second, identify what customer wants and need. What is the need of a customer? They focus on that. Determine what customer want needs by engaging them, by asking them, not by assuming. They are not assuming, they are taking a feedback from the customer. They may be less innovation than the product orientation. They may not be innovating the product because sometimes customer do not want innovation, they want a cost effective product. For an example, Parle-G will not do innovation because people, there is a segment out there in the market who needs 5 rupees biscuits. So Parle-G will continue in manufacturing those biscuits because there is a market for that. Fine, say for an example, if you talk about Cadbury, so Cadbury knows they have a premium segment in the market, those who are ready to pay a premium price for the Oreo biscuits. So they focus on the need of the consumers. Fine, it can be a cheaper product, it can be a expensive product. Now, there is a difference between the selling orientation and the marketing orientation. Let me repeat here, I'm not talking about the difference between sales and marketing. I'm talking about the orientation. There is a orientation difference, right? Now, if you look at very carefully, this is a point number 1, this is point number 2, this is 3, and this is 4. There are common points, and then there is a difference between selling concept and the marketing concept. All right, starting point. So where does a selling starts? Selling starts at the factory, what I can make. Fine, but where does the marketing starts? Marketing starts with the consumer. Who is my consumer? All right. Focus. What selling focus on? They focus on the product. How I can make a cost effective product, how I can sell this product. What marketer focus on? Marketer focus on the customer needs. It starts with the consumer. It focus on the customer needs, means how do I satisfy it? By sales. How they are satisfying it? Integrated marketing. This we'll be discussing in later in the next class, that is our wholesome marketing or holistic marketing. This is also known as IMC, that is integrated marketing communication. This will be discussing in our next class. And where does the process end? The process ends with the profit, and the lots of profit with the sales volume. Same is with the market also. There is a profit, but with the help of the customer satisfaction. So who's going to last for long? Definitely the marketing is going to last for long rather than the selling concept. Okay. Now the last one. This is a final one, that is known as a societal marketing concept. Remember, this is not something social. This is known as a societal marketing concept. There is a process over here. If you see the process here, there is a customer. Fine. Again, the societal marketing concept starts with the customer. It focus on the market research, what the customer want, marketing research, not product research, what customer wants. Then they go with the product development. Now I am talking about the product research. They manufacture the product, they focus on the sales, fine, and the ultimate is a sales part. All right. Now let's see what they're talking about. Let me brief you here. It means that you do a sales, but your product should be eco-friendly. Fine, it should not harm the society by any way. This is in nutshell I'm trying to tell you. Fine, if it is written here, see, if you see it, it's very easily written. It should include the environmental impact and the impact on the products on the non-user, those who are not using your product, on them also what is its effectiveness from the society. For example, you must be manufacturing excellent leather bags, but because of that leather bags you are killing lots and lots of animals, snakes, crocodiles, so there is no meaning out there. Fine, you may satisfy the need, but from that need you are disturbing the society, you are disturbing the eco cycle, so it should not be there. To deliver a desired satisfaction more effectively and efficiently with the help of the society well-being, your well-being of a society should not be disturbed. You may manufacture a wonderful bag from a branded store, but that bag has been manufactured by wasting of 1,000 liters of water, so there is no use of that thing. All right. It is also called as a social and the ethical consideration of the marketing. All right, social and the ethical consideration of the marketing. So also take this into the consideration. Now I have certain examples over here. We need to focus on these examples. First is Johnson & Johnson, second is Classmate, and third is Raymond. I'll start with the last one. Now what Raymond has done, Raymond has decided of not manufacturing a plastic bags and giving them the paper bags. Now this will save plastic, this will save the society in some ways. All right, so this is one of the green initiative taken by the Raymond. Second is a Classmate. Now Classmate do not they manufacture a books, fine, they have a stationery segment. Now what they have been doing, they are not using a regular paper pulp made from a wood, but they are using a paper pulp made from a sugarcane pulp. All right, so this has reduced a cutting in a trees and increasing the forest harvestation. So this is one of the green initiative taken by the Classmate. And the third is Johnson & Johnson. Now what Johnson & Johnson has done earlier, they have stopped manufacturing the powder milk to promote the mother milk. Fine, it should be saving the society some ways. It's not always environmental, but somehow you must be focusing on the society. So these are the three examples. What you can do is you can search even more examples online for the societal marketing. All right, let's conclude this lecture here. Thank you so much. For any queries, you can drop your query on Google Classroom, or you can email me, or you can visit the website and fill the query form. Thank you so much, and we'll be shortly conducting a quiz for your future references.